Hello everyone, my birth name is Ginseng Point de Jour and my fighting name is Ginseng on Point. And I fight out of Makayo Brothers BJJ. And this one means a lot to me because I have been working on my ground game, so I should see something new. All right?
Really enjoy watching this young man fight, Rich. Ginseng Point du Jour trains at the Moncayo Brothers BJJ camp, and Ginseng mentioned in his pre-fight intro, really excited for this one because he's been working more on his ground game. He's now a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but you know that Ginseng's striking is always going to be on point. Fitness and fighting is his life. Got a 2-4 professional record coming into this one in mixed martial arts. Would love to get a couple of wins coming up and get that record back to 500.
Yeah, I'd say it's a big fight for him. You know, you don't want to, the more the disparity in the record starts to happen, you know, you're always trying to battle to get back to 500. You know, this will put him, a win tonight would put him at 3-4, you know, one win away from 500. And, you know, kind of getting in a positive direction for his mixed martial arts career.
And now will you please welcome to the cage from Lajinha, Brazil, Plínio Ferreira.
Meu nome é Plínio Ferreira.
My name is Plínio Ferreira. I fight out of American Top Team. I'm coming off a loss, so this fight means a lot.
Gotta love the energy of this competitor. Has the mirror of his opponent's record, with Ginseng being 2-4. Plínio Ferreira, who's making his way to the cage, has a 4-2 record in his young professional career, training out of the headquarters, American Top Team, Coconut Creek. By way of Brazil, purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You don't see this every day, Rich, from a Brazilian fighter to say that he looks up to Conor McGregor. I thought that McGregor was public enemy #1 down there, but I guess Plínio Ferreira appreciates his competitiveness and his style.
Right, Plínio brings in similar styles in some respects, as far as the striking, like some snapping front kicks. Spinning back kicks, and very physical fighter, very aggressive fighter. And you know, he ran into a really tough Kester Mark in his last outing. You know, initially in the drive seat, looking like it was going to be a quick night for him, but Kester Mark was able to weather the storm, come back with more of an upset victory, I would say. So, you know, Plínio's coming in here, training out of the, you know, American Top Team in Coconut Creek, you know, is world renowned. We all know what that's about there and who he's able to train with. So obviously, you know, he's sharpened up even more than he was before, prepared to come in here and represent tonight and make a statement.
First fight underway here at the James L. Knight Center in the heart of downtown Miami. Ginseng Point du Jour in the black trunks. Plínio Ferreira, who lands a thunderous leg kick in the white trunks. Should be a great curtain joker, folks. A lot of action coming up here in this fight tonight. First of the evening here in downtown Miami. 4-2 record for Ferreira against the 2-4 record of du Jour. Du Jour would love to get back to 500 here as he throws a high kick. That one was blocked by Ferreira. Seems like a really even stylistic matchup, though, here, Rich, in a lot of ways. Both these guys love to stand and trade.
Yeah, you see both guys trading stances, changing stances, and trading a lot of kicks right now in the beginning of this fight. They both landed some really nice leg strikes. We'll see when they start to open up with the hands and who initiates a grappling first.
Both of these guys come from good jiu-jitsu camps. Moncayo Brothers, BJJ, being represented by Ginseng du Jour, who you just saw switch his stance up a second ago. And then, of course, American Top Team, Coconut Creek for Ferreira, who just swung and missed with a big right hand. Oh, and wow, he spun him around with that leg kick as well.
Oh, he hurt him with that one. He hurt him with that one, Alex. You see him, he's walking gingerly on it now. I wonder if Plínio realizes how badly he's got him hurt.
And a high kick, he goes upstairs as well, and you've already seen Ginseng du Jour change his stance back to the southpaw stance to protect that left leg that got kicked, and he returns fire there.
Look at the swelling on his left leg. Now he's got his left leg back trying to protect it. You see the outside of that leg. Look at the swelling on the outside of the knee.
Still not moving right either. You see him favoring that leg. Is that the kind of thing, Rich, could that get better throughout the fight, or is he going to feel that even if this does go 3 rounds?
That thing, the way it's looking, it looks like it could get worse. I mean, it's the type of thing where he might loosen back up and move around and feel okay, but I mean, if he eats another kick right on that spot again, I mean, the pain is going to triple.
And so we'll see how this is dealt with by Ginseng on point du jour. Once again, going upstairs there is Ferreira.
You can already see, Alex, he's not moving right on that leg anymore, and his footwork has already changed.
You know, in the opening moments of the fight, we saw Ginseng throw some kicks. That's going to be a much harder thing to do here, given that his left leg is being favored now through a lazy little uppercut there that didn't quite land. Now Ginseng trying to move forward here, but Ferreira seems to have a nice advantage now after battering that left leg of Ginseng.
I mean, you see the swelling on it. You see the way he's moving. I mean, it's a completely different movement from him now. And obviously he's trying to land some strikes with his hands more, and he's limping on it. I don't know if Plínio realizes it. I mean, you see he's not even standing on it at the moment.
You think the strategy could be or should be to keep attacking that leg? He attacks the other one there, and now the right leg is probably hurting him as well.
Yeah, I think Plínio's being smart right now. He might know he has him hurt a little bit, and, you know, he's not going to rush anything right now. He already knows he's ahead of the game on him, and now you see him chopping that lead leg. I mean, Ginseng du Jour is going to have to do something pretty extreme at the moment. Otherwise, this fight's going to take a bad turn for him quickly.
Well, and Ginseng du Jour had mentioned to us pre-fight that he really wanted to show off his ground game here today. Neither man has really even threatened a takedown yet. That might be something that Ginseng should look for. Maybe take this fight to the ground, because now both of his legs are getting beaten up.
Yeah, if there's a time to try to showcase some grappling, I would say now's the time.
Nice spread in the age difference for this fight. Du Jour, 36 years old. Ferreira, 26 years old. So a decade of experience, life experience anyway. When it comes to professional experience, both of these men have 6 pro fights. And again, the chopping, the axe of that leg kick from Ferreira.
And you see beautiful footwork from Ferreira. He's moving in, he's moving out, he's cutting angles, and he's mixing up his attacks. Slips there, back on his feet though. But I mean, he's in the driver's seat right here. And you know, Ginseng's doing a great job of staying tough, gutting out. I mean, the pain in his leg, you can tell it's got to be present at all times. He's limping on it. But, you know, Plínio clearly in control of this fight.
Well, Ginseng, I think he's moving a little bit better than he was a couple of moments ago. Uppercut, left hand over the top there for Ginseng. Still hanging tough in this fight. Once again, going for the leg. He was able to move that leg out of the way, though, was Poit du Jour.
Yeah, you see he's not trying to eat another kick there.
This fight brought to you by the Howard Davis Jr. Foundation, of course, preserving the memory of our late, great Fight Time Promotions founder and former CEO, 1976 Olympic gold medalist Howard Davis Jr. Visit howarddavisjrfoundation.org. And you hear the corner of du Jour telling him to check that kick, telling him time almost expired here in this round. Final 10 seconds. That one would have sent his calf into the 4th row had that one landed there. The low kick by Ferreira, and we will go to the stools.
Look at the outside of his left leg. You can see how it's swollen outside the side of his calf.
Gonna get some use out of that ice pack tonight. Now attacking the right leg there was Plínio Ferreira. Du Jour moving forward this time, got the hands up high, pumped the jab a couple of times. But Ferreira doing a nice job keeping himself out of kicking and punching range, and he's able to dart into that range to land some of those leg kicks. That one lands lightly to the body as well. Hooking punch there by du Jour. He's been teasing that uppercut a little bit throughout the fight, Rich, is De Jour.
Yeah, and he's got to come with some kind of different attack because right now Plínio's been having his way with him, so he's got to put some pressure on him and get him in some bad spots, try to hurt him with a couple shots, and that could change the tide of this fight a little bit. See, he eats a bad kick right there again.
Well, the leg kicks have been the #1 weapon here, and oh, that one stumbles him, and that's, folks, the opposite leg that was really attacked in that first round. He's probably favoring both of those legs at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this is mixed martial arts at its finest. It's all about how much you can damage your opponent without taking damage, and Plínio has been able to damage Ginseng, and he's starting to exploit his damage as this fight has gone on, and he stayed out of the way of Ginseng's strikes and his attacks, you know, out of danger. And for mixed martial arts fighters that are out there coming up, I mean, this is a big part of the game. How much can you damage your opponent without taking damage? If you want to have a longer career, you know, you're wise not to take too much unnecessarily punishment. Big right
what
hand.
A right hand that was eaten there by De Jour. Great punch landed by Ferreira. Probably the best punch landed in this fight so far, and that came right after De Jour had been attacking with his hands. So nice matchup here between dangerous 135-pounders, the bantamweights in action. You know, Rich, we talked about with Ferreira, his last fight in the Fight Time cage was very competitive performance against Kester Mark, where Kester had to come from behind to beat him.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the driver's seat on Kester Mark. He had Kester in a pretty bad position and was quite the front runner early on. He might have expended a little bit too much energy. Kester has fought some really tough opponents. He had been on a nice, you know, winning streak himself and upset a couple guys, and he was able to weather the storm, come back strong, keep the pressure on Plínio, and put him in a position, you know, where he could control the fight, and he was able to come out with a very nice victory. It was a big win for Kester Mark.
Senior Ferreira has been backing up De Jour into the corner, into the fence, like the pit bull he is. Smells that blood here, and he could be going after it at any moment. Still going for that leg kick. Smart strategy. You know, the first 2 minutes of the fight, we were wondering if he would really go back to that. And, you know, later in that first round and throughout this second round, Ferreira has really been attacking those legs. It doesn't matter if it's the right leg is the lead or the left leg is the lead. As we've seen Ginseng switch stances a few times, either leg has been up for grabs here tonight. Well, the high kick did not land there for De Jour.
But I'll tell you what, too, it speaks, you know, volumes about Ginseng De Jour's toughness. I mean, he's been gutting through a bad left leg from early on in this fight. He's eaten a lot of rough shots to the legs. Those are some of the most painful shots to take are blistering leg kicks, and he's been able to still walk through them and still is competing in this fight. So, you know, it speaks volumes for the type of fighter that Ginseng De Jour is as well.
Fred Moncayo in the corner here of Ginseng is telling him to let those hands go, have faith in your hands. Uppercut misses there. See if he stays in the southpaw stance, throwing a jab there. The jab may be something he can utilize a little bit more throughout this fight as he's circling back now once again. Ferreira pressing forward. High kick there by Ferreira.
I like Ferreira's patience. I like how he's picking his spots, and he's still sticking with attacking those legs. Tries high kicks here and there, tries some different attacks, but, you know, he's right now doing what he knows is necessary. Now he's landing some big shots on the inside, but he's keeping himself in a position to control this fight and continue to dominate.
Big punches there a moment ago, and full control in the driver's seat is Plínio Ferreira here in this second round. We'll see if he unloads with the hands again. Swing and a miss there from Poit De Jour. Ferreira swiveling the hips a little bit, the feint. Final 30 seconds here of this second round. See how De Jour carries himself, Rich, on that leg that's been battered throughout this fight.
Yeah, I think that's why you see him coming up on short on a lot of his strikes, especially when he's trying to step in with his punches. I mean, his knee has been banged up. He's been favoring it since the first round, and that's been the big difference in this fight so far.
But despite that, he will see a third round here at the James L. Knight Center.
Fighter, you ready? Last round. Fighter, you ready? Last round. Fight.
Final round of this fight brought to you by Frog Fitness. Visit frogfitness.com. Plínio Ferreira, oh, beautiful front kick there thrown.
I like how he followed it up with the punch, too. Another big leg kick, Alex.
Leg kicks have been finding the mark. Right hand thrown a moment ago by De Jour.
And I tell you what, you got to give Poit du Jour credit because he's been walking around on a battered left leg since early in round number 1. Just shows you the kind of toughness and grit that he has as a fighter. You know, he just hasn't been able to take control of this fight at any points or implement any kind of game plan to stop Plínio Ferreira's attack.
Ferreira goes high there and then goes low once again. Beautiful combination with the kicks. And Rich, I imagine that du Jour is fighting through a lot of adrenaline here tonight with that leg. How bad do you think that's going to hurt tomorrow?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you see the swelling on the outside of it. You know, once that adrenaline leaves his body and he starts to cool off and he wakes up tomorrow with his stiff, I mean, that's when you're going to really get probably the full effects of that injury. You don't know if it's just a contusion, if there could be any ligament or meniscus damage, but, you know, it's not stopping him here tonight, and that obviously speaks volumes about the type of fighter that Ginseng Poit du Jour is. But I like the way that Plínio's been very careful in his attack. You know, he's doing damage. He's looking to hurt Ginseng, but he is not putting himself in a position where he's getting overzealous and he's potentially going to get caught with something and throw away a fight that he's been in control of since the first round.
Just the sign of a tactician. I mean, Ferreira, he knows he's got the gas tank to go to the scorecards if necessary, and he trusts his technique enough to say, hey, I'm not going to put myself in that position of risk as he tries to counter there with a right hand on Ginseng. He's had the answer for everything. I mean, when it comes to initiating the attack or throwing counter strikes or ducking his head out of the way of that uppercut like he did a second ago, Plínio Ferreira has really just shown us with every fight that he's able to bring up his technique to another level. Grazing right hand, though, landed by Ginseng Poit du Jour. Ferreira switching up his stances here a couple of times. Really loves to feint with those hips as du Jour never knows what's going to come next. Couple of jabs there by Ginseng, just misses with that left hook. Ferreira doing a nice job again. A couple of jabs missed there. He's staying out of range of Ginseng's punches and counters with a right hand.
Yeah, and you got to keep big shots by Plínio Ferreira. And you got to keep in mind, I mean, we've seen Ginseng, I mean, he's been flat-footed throughout most of this fight, and that is because of that left leg injury. I mean, the swelling off the side of the knee and the leg. You got to remember, when both of these guys started this fight, they came out springing both their steps. Ginseng moves around very light on his feet, was trading kicks to the legs, to the body, tried to trade a couple high kicks with Plínio until that big shot on his leg got landed, and that's kept him flat-footed throughout the fight, and that's been the big difference in this fight. It'd be interesting to see how things would have unfolded had he not had the injured leg, because we got to remember, Ginseng, very light on his feet, explosive fighter.
He's taken a lot of his speed away, no question, whereas Ferreira has been able to throw all of his techniques in a way that Ginseng just cannot telegraph it here.
He's got like, think of Ginseng as like a tank with one of his treads that just got damaged. He's still got some cannons and guns, though, so he's got to be careful.
Like a wounded animal, the wounded tank out there is Poit du Jour,
yeah,
as he throws a big right.
Yeah, you see Plínio trying to, you know, take his time, find his angles, feint his way in. He's, you know, also can use this as an opportunity, not only obviously to showcase his striking, but try to put some techniques together. And, you know, there's no experience like when you're fighting in the cage in a real fight. You know, this is where months and months of training come together, and this is where you can take a lot out of the fight on what you need to work on, what worked for you, what didn't. And, you know, right now you see Plínio, he's able to utilize a lot of different striking attacks, and it's only going to serve him well going forward, this three-round experience. And same thing for Ginseng. I mean, fighting through the leg injury, being able to gut it out, still try to stay competitive. I mean, it's something that he can build off of, learn from, and gain some strength from as well.
Yeah, as time is becoming his enemy here in this fight, Ginseng has 30 seconds to look for a finish here, as Ferreira may be content to cruise to a decision victory. He's done just about everything he needs to do here this evening as he switches stances once again. Big left hand misses the mark there from Poit du Jour. Jab missing as well. Ferreira's done a nice job keeping his head off that center line. Final seconds here of this fight. Left hand landing there by Ferreira. Ginseng throws a low kick. Ferreira now backing away. As time does expire, we will go to the judges' scorecards.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the scorecards. Judges Gene Waring, Hector Gomez, and Alicio Rodriguez all scored the bout 30-27. For your winner by unanimous decision, Plínio Pit.